Recently, it came to my attention that I don't know what a hidden gem is when it comes to video games. You see, all I went to do was make a silly little video about a Steam sale that was going on at the time. And yeah, I'll be fair. Okay, maybe I was rage baiting a little bit. Some of these aren't hidden gems, they're just kind of games that I enjoy, right? And of course, I called it hidden gems, and a lot of people had a problem with that. And this was the one video, right? The one video that happened to blow up. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of views and hundreds of comments saying the same things over and over to me. They were saying a lot of mean things like, none of these are hidden-y, and also classics such as hidden gems, still failing. But hey, one guy came to my defense, at least I think he did, and he said, Gem Defender Soyjack Survivors, which I don't really know what that means, but I'm assuming he's referring to commenters like this guy. Hidden gems require that a game not be so well known that they were streamed by most people at some point. A real hidden gem is a game with so few players that you have to ask if it's ever really been played. I'm sorry, if it's so easy to find hidden gems like that, why don't you just suggest some yourself? Oh wait, I got a suggestion. This commenter said, hidden gem and there's no baloney? What is that? What is Baionlenja? But you know what? It's okay. After hundreds of comments telling me I'm an idiot and I don't know what a hidden gem means, I finally got a suggestion. I'll review games from the comments, I'll be showing some of my own, and I'll be rating them out of 1 through 5 fat frogs. But they cannot have over 5,000 total reviews on Steam. Here are some real hidden gems. It turns out that the commenter was kind of right. This game does have an insanely unique style and it has a lot going for it in terms of sauce. That being said, this game is clearly for a specific target audience, and I'm still not super sure that that specific target audience happens to be me, but you'll have to decide for yourself if this game is for you. This game seems to have a really high skill ceiling, and the b-hopping and movement tech is pretty satisfying. And I was kind of struggling in the tutorial, as you can see from these clips. Dude, this is like actually kind of ass. Like, I can't figure out how to do the b-hop thing. I don't like this one. I feel like the freaking guy who couldn't beat the Cuphead tutorial, man. And I was struggling really bad at first, I will admit it. But then I think I got it figured out a little bit and it was very satisfying. Oh my god, let's go. So I mean, if you like games like this where you can parkour, do cool movement, and it's like a boomer shooter, it's kind of like Ultra Kill in a way. Which I love Ultra Kill, but I did not love this demo at least. I'm not really sure so far. Maybe I'll have to revisit it in the future. Anyway, Baionlenja, I think I finally pronounced it right, by the way, gets a 2.5 fat frogs out of 5 because I'm sure this has a specific target audience that would really love this game. It's just not for me. Next! Now prepare yourself for absolute cinema because they finally did it. Down the alarms because they turned fishing into a roguelike. This is Lake of Creatures, and it takes two of my favorite things in gaming, which are fishing and roguelikes, and it merges them into one beautiful creation, just like the Balls in Ball X Pit, which by the way, has over 5K reviews, otherwise it would have been on this list. Back to Lake of Creatures though. Basically, I saw this cute little game on my For You page as I was just randomly scrolling along, and I saw the game dev who is Antenna Games
got 122 euros yesterday.
And as you can see, he just makes super wholesome and fun videos, so it's safe to say that I feel comfortable giving this guy my freaking money, dude. If anything, it's worth buying the game just to make him happy and make him make silly little videos like this. I don't know. But yeah, this game has a bunch of cool weapons and a bunch of cool synergies and upgrades and bosses and all you could ask for from a roguelike. It's kind of like The Binding of Isaac if you could fish and be silly, I guess. I don't know. So this one gets a 3.5 out of 5 fat frogs. By the way, fellas, make sure you're cracking a nice refreshing beverage as you're watching my videos, okay? Anyway, next! This game might look silly and goofy at first to you, but I'm telling you, when I opened this game, I locked in and I couldn't stop playing for hours. This absolute pristine hidden gem is called Sulfur. Now this brings a mix of old school and modern vibes to the table and adds all the elements of a complete banger to the pot and stirs it around and makes a banger stew. This has loot, rarities, upgrades, secrets, and even insane cultists. You know, I tried to not make this list too roguelike heavy, so I'm sorry, but this mixes roguelike elements and extraction shooter elements added in. Because if you die, you lose all your stuff. That's it. But if you make it to the end, you get to go back to your home base. You can trade with NPCs. You can do upgrades. You can do missions. You can do all sorts of things back at home base. And you can use your loot to go on future runs with. And you know this game was absolutely insanely good because I could not stop thinking about it once I got up and walked away. I was like, what am I going to do on my future runs? What am I going gonna do next in this game, how am I gonna use my upgrades, all that. Which means I'm definitely gonna keep playing this one. I'm definitely coming back to this one non-stop. This hidden gem is an absolute 5 out of 5 fat frogs. Let's go. And dude, I really enjoy this one. Next. I'm actually going to coin a brand new term for the genre of this game, and I'm calling it a Mario 64-like. This game is called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. If you're a fan of platformers, driving games, or just Mario 64 in general, or the NES, you're going to adore this one. And I was kind of surprised to see that this was from the same dev team that made Clover Pit, which is Panic Arcade, and this is just kind of unbelievable because of how vastly different they are from one another. But I really can't understand why Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom just kind of flew under the radar for most people, and it just doesn't get the love I think it deserves. I mean, if you love platformers or driving or even like taxi games, you're gonna love this one. It's charming and cute, and the announcer says iconic every time you do something good. I mean, there's really not much not to love about this game. There's just endless content and stuff to do. I could sit on this game for hours and just have a great time. Anyway, not much else to say about this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid 4 out of 5 fat frogs. If you're like 90 years old or something, you probably remember back in the day when they had multi-game cartridges with like 52 games on them. Thanks to UFO 50, you can have that same 1980s gaming nostalgia back. I'm personally not that old, but I do love retro games, and these ones were made by the indie game Avengers, with a team led by Derek Yu, the creator of Spelunky. And you know, back to that thing about the multi-game cartridges, you know how some of them kinda sucked, and then some of them were absolute bangers, and the rest were, you know, decent? Yeah, so this game actually simulates that perfectly, only more of them are bangers, and if they do suck, they have some sort of charm to them, like the game Mooncat, which has an absolutely insanely bad control scheme, but it's still fun in its own little way, you know what I mean? And you know, this has 50 games, so I could obviously yap about this all day, but the first cartridge is the oldest one, and the 50th one is the newest one in, you know, terms of the timeline in the universe in which UFO 50 actually exists. And the first one is like really primitive gaming, and then the 50th one, you can tell they kind of got the things figured out here. So it like all makes sense in this UFO 50 universe, and I can't even explain to you how much I love this freaking game, or these games, I guess. So I have to give this one a 5 out of 5 gay frogs. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I don't know. I'm breaking the fourth wall here, but in my script it says 5 out of 5 gay frogs. I meant to put fat frogs, but okay, whatever. 5 out of 5 gay fat frogs. There you go. I love and adore these games. Hopefully I've proven myself in this video to be someone who has true ball knowledge in terms of obscure games. So just to recap what we talked about Baionlenja, Lake of Creatures, Sulfur, Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom, and UFO 50. But I just want to tell you a couple of honorable mentions that I did not get to, so I'm just gonna rattle them off. Here are some other hidden gems real quick. Magicraft, Slots and Daggers, Cole LLC, Going Under, Morsels, Rogue Tower, and Weird West. Anyway, thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have an exuberant day, and bye-bye.